Hey, how's it going? So yeah, yesterday I talked about publicly about stuff that happened to me um, when I was a child, and you know, it's funny. I want to, in case this is helpful, I want to share what my healing journey is looking like now. I was talking about my 6-year-old when I was 6, how I was obsessed with Popeye, and my 6-year-old self that was being, you know, the that's that age version of me is the one I'm working on healing. And today, randomly, had YouTube on, and Robert Altman's Popeye movie came on, and I hadn't watched that since I was a kid, and I noticed the typefaces were like the Popeye. I remember I'm an artist, and I was started out, obsessively drawing Popeye when I was that age, and I was noticing all these details about the film, and it was just bringing back so many things, and um, it brought back that version of me, that child, who loved that movie. And so I got to spend time sitting with like that version of me, the 6-year-old version of me, and just being with him, and re-experiencing like what I thought was cool, and just kind of, and I was just it was crazy, and it was very synchronistic, and so was the next movie that came on. So I had it was a big like movie watching cry fest. It was very therapeutic. I mean, I'd rather um, better to shed tears than put a bullet in your head. Um, Not to put that idea into anyone's head. No one should do that. Please. Whew. Well, anyway, to continue the story, Footloose came on next. And gosh, when I was a kid, like, I went to the video store every weekend, and that was like every other weekend we were watching that over and over and over and over. But funny thing, when I lived in San Francisco and I was going to film school, somebody came through my I worked at Whole Foods San Francisco while I was going to film school in San Francisco in the 90s, and some film person like came through was buying groceries and asked me if I acted, and I was studying like directing, screenwriting. I had like studied everything but acting, and I lied and said yes. And so they're like, well, come to this audition. It's in Pacific Heights. It was just a few blocks from the store. And I got to read lines with Frances Lee McCain, and she played the mom in the Footloose movie. And I was thinking about like, and then when I saw her with the time in the movie where she talks and she actually listens to him, she's like, this dance is really important to you, isn't it? She's like starts listening, like the way she like engages him, and she just, I remember in the movie, like when I was a kid, like she just seemed like this mom that was like there for him on some level, you know. Like she was like trying to, like she was like the only person in the town that like got him, you know. And so when I practiced lines with her, and I was terrible. I hadn't studied acting yet at all. Not that I studied it much. But when we were doing lines, she became my mom, the mother of me, and was like, it was like I was in a movie with her, and she was like, she showed me what acting was. I was like, oh my God, like you just like became something other than this person I just met. Well, I was like a fan of, oh my God, she's been in Back to the Future, Footloose, Gremlins. And I'm like, and she was amazing. But there was something about it when I read lines with her. I actually like kind of liked the feeling that I felt when I was with her, and she was doing those lines, because I felt like I was her son, and I felt like there's some kind of support and love that, not that my mother hasn't been supportive and loving to me, but there's something about like watching the movie and like having her in my presence, like seeing somebody act, and like I don't know, like I felt safe in her space or whatever, right? You know, we didn't use the words like that, but I don't know, it was trippy. And then to see that movie again today, like it felt timely and like cosmic and healing. But it's just crazy how, I don't know. That's what the healing process looks like. Just, loving all the versions of me that need the love.